Let us take a look into our animated guide to Object-Oriented Programming Language, or OOP for short. Object-oriented programming is a type of programming which uses objects and classes for its functioning. The object-oriented programming is based on real-world entities like inheritance, polymorphism, data hiding, etc. It aims at binding together data and function work on these datasets into a single entity to restrict their usage.
Some basic concepts of object-oriented programming are class, objects, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, and abstraction. Class. A class is a data type that has its own members, that is, data members and member functions. It is the blueprint for an object in object-oriented programming language. It is the basic building block of object-oriented programming in C++. The members of a class are accessed in programming language by creating an instance of the class. A class can have multiple objects which have properties and behavior that are in common for all of them. For example, a class is like an object constructor, or a blueprint, for creating objects. Object. An object is an instance of a class. It is an entity with characteristics and behavior that are used in the object-oriented programming. An object is the entity that is created to allocate memory. For example, we can consider a car as a class that has characteristics like steering wheels, seats, brakes, etc. Encapsulation. In object-oriented programming, encapsulation is the concept of wrapping together of data and information in a single unit. A formal definition of encapsulation would be, encapsulation is binding together the data and related function that can manipulate the data. Due to the concept of encapsulation in object-oriented programming, another very important concept is possible. It is data abstraction or data hiding. It is possible as encapsulating hides the data and show only the information that is required to be displayed. The common example of encapsulation is capsule. In capsule, all medicine are encapsulated inside capsule. Polymorphism. The name defines polymorphism as multiple forms, which means polymorphism is the ability of object-oriented programming to do some work using multiple forms. The behavior of the method is dependent on the type or the situation in which the method is called. In C++ programming language, polymorphism is achieved using two ways. They are operator overloading and function overloading. Operator overloading. In operator overloading, an operator can have multiple behavior and different instances of usage. Function overloading. Functions with the same name that can do multiple types based on some condition. A real-life example of polymorphism is a person who at the same time can have different characteristics. Inheritance. It is the capability of a class to inherit or derive properties or characteristics of other class. Inheritance is very important in an object-oriented program as it allows reusability, that is, using a method defined in another class by using inheritance. The class that derives properties from other class is known as child class, or subclass in the class from which the properties are inherited as base class or parent class. For example, if there is a class A that extends class B and class B extends from another class C, then the scenario is known to follow a multi-level inheritance. Abstraction. Data abstraction or data hiding is the concept of hiding data and showing only relevant data to the final user. It is also an important part of object-oriented programming. In C++ programming language, write two ways using which we can accomplish data abstraction: using class and using header file. For example, when we ride a bike, we only know about how to ride bike, but cannot know about how it works. And also we do not know internal functionality of bike.
Thank you for watching.